On the day we are together again. On the day we are together again, I will pull you in close like a hoop with no end. On the day we are together again, we will share the same table again. We will share the same table again. I will pass you the salt, the candlelight will bend when we share the same table again.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, The Baking Diva. Those of you that follow me know that my husband got his wings. He passed away on April 8th, 2024. So it's just been a little over 4 months. He was the love of my life. We were high school sweethearts and we were married for 56 years. Right now, I'm in the grieving stage. That's what they call it. I guess there's no set time on how long you can grieve, but I think I'm going to be grieving for quite some time. Sometimes I think I'm doing better, and then the next time I'm sobbing. The worst seems to be in the morning and at night. Trust me, my pillow knows that from all the tears it gets. But my husband Tim was my true love. He really was. And I miss him very much. His gravestone was just finished, and the cemetery called me the other day to let me know that I could come and see it, and then they would place it at the cemetery. So they did that, and I took a ride over there by myself a couple of days ago, and it was nice. I was all by myself, and I got a chance to talk to him. And the stone looks very nice. I'm sorry. Anyway, a lot of his clothes I donated to charity. I donated them to the veterans, but my husband was a teacher and he was a professor, and every day for as long as he taught, he always wore a jacket, a shirt, and a tie to school. It didn't matter what the other teachers wore. That's what he wore. He was very professional. But when he was home, he was in his jeans and a t-shirt. And he had a lot of t-shirts. And he also had a lot of ties, figuring all the years that he worked. So anyway, as you can see, I am sitting on a gorgeous quilt that I had made from a woman on Etsy. And I want to put her name down below in the morgue box in case anybody, wants to contact her. I took a lot of my husband's t-shirts that meant a lot to him, and I sent them to her. She was able to use 33 of them on here, and they all have a meaning. I mean, he was a teacher at Compton Lakes High School. He was a professor at William Patterson University. He was Irish, so we have a lot of Irish things on here. He has the kids, my grandsons, where they go to college. He had some of his favorite teams on here. There's a lot. So anyway, it did take her probably about 2 months to make this, and it just arrived today. I opened the box, and honestly, I could not be happier. I mean, I know I look silly here sitting on it, but she did a fantastic job. She has the Fighting Irish on here. He went to Marist College. She has that on here. She has his name here, Rutgers, William Patterson. We love to go to the horse races, and that's over there. There's just so many. She did such a nice job. And I'll put some pictures in, because on the other side she has hand sewn a tag, and it has his name, and it has the birth date and the date he passed. So I wanted to do this just as a little memory quilt, and it means everything to me. Everything to me. So I wanted to show it to you, and I'll put in some pictures and some videos that I did of the quilt. Also, like I told you, and I'm falling down here. Also, like I told you, he wore ties every day to school. And when I cleaned out his closet, I want to say there were hundreds of ties. So I let my grandsons take what they wanted, and my son and my son-in-law. And the rest of them, I had another lady on Etsy make a little throw pillow for my family room sofa. So I'm going to put a picture in, and I'm going to show you that. And the rest of the ties we donated. So I like to think that a lot of his things went to those in need. And so many of these other things that meant a lot to me and him are on the pillow and are on the quilt. So I wanted to share it with you. I know all the memories I have of him are in my heart, and they will always be there. But it's nice to look back on things like this. So I promised I wasn't going to cry, but then they say crying is good for you. What do they say? Crying is the words that your heart is feeling, but it can't say. So it comes out in tears. And I have, just to keep you updated, I had signed up for a bereavement class online. I wasn't able to get in the beginning, but I did get to participate in part of it. And now I contacted someone else who they do it in person. And I really think I would get more out of the in-person one, because no one, believe me, no one can truly understand how you feel unless they go through it themselves. And so I'll be starting that hopefully maybe next week. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed seeing the quilt and the pillow. I also purchased a few books on Amazon, books for the grieving spouse. I pray a lot, trust me. I look for little signs, and it's just been tough. I believe there's 33 of them that were used for this quilt. Let me get a little closer so I can see some of them. Oh, this one says Irish Grandpa and Marist College, where he went to school. And this is the History Made World Series champions, the Boston Red Sox. And here's the Red Sox. I'm going to move over here. St. John's, that was a favorite of his. And I gave him many of these shirts. It says sarcasm, the mind's natural defense against stupidity. He was sarcastic. And here's another one. This is the World Series Boston champions. And we made friends with the owner of a racehorse called Big Jim. And we got very involved with him. We went down to the Meadowlands racetrack a lot to watch Big Jim race, and we even got to go with our families into the winner's circle. And here, this one says London, England. He must have got this when he went on a trip with my son to Ireland and England. And this is where he taught and coached for many years, Pompton Lakes. He coached cross country and basketball. And here he was a professor at William Patterson University. Don't know if you can read that. It says on it, preparing, inquiring educators. And Marist College is where he went to school. And Pompton Lake Strong, he coached there and taught there for many years. I don't know, I think this was from the back of his shirt. It says, "We believe." And of course, he always loved to tell everybody he was Irish. And this is the University of Notre Dame's shirt. And no, he didn't go to Harvard Medical, but my brother gave him this shirt and he wore it a lot. I think people thought he was a doctor. And this was his true love. He was the head coach at Pompton Lakes, coaching basketball for many years. I gave him this. I thought it was fun. It says, "The older the fiddle, the sweeter the tune." It was an Irish saying. And here's some more. Cardinal basketball, alumni basketball. This must have been a game that he played in. And when my daughter was recovering from her breast cancer, he had a shirt that said, "I wear pink for Dawn." And he loved to watch the show Survivor. He watched it with a lot of the ladies that he taught with. They had like a little club, and they went out to dinner like once a month, I think. So he had a Survivor shirt. And here's his college, his Marist alumni, and Rutgers. And this one I like, Nagel's Pub. Fine wines from Tipperary, Ireland. And there's Fairleigh Dickinson. He got that shirt when my grandson Jake went there, or goes there. And there's Pequannock Soccer. Trying to get some of them all in. UMass. Oh, this is hard to read, but this is when we went to Martha's Vineyard. And he also coached cross country. And here, Paul VI. This is where he coached and taught before he moved on to Pompton Lakes High School. And here is Boston. And here, he was actually a councilman many years ago when we lived in Bloomingdale. And this was t-shirts we had made for everybody. It says, "We're behind you, elect." And it has their name for Bloomingdale Council. And I think I got most of them. Yeah, I think I counted. There's like 33. The lady did a fantastic job. She asked me what color strips I wanted in between. I wanted all the squiggly stitching done on it, and she did that. And I'm looking on the back because I know somewhere here, must be on the other end, hold on. She has, let me see, oh, it's going to be over here. Here it is. It says on it, Timothy D. Nagel, November 19th, 1945 to April 8th, 2024. So this is actually something I will treasure forever. So many of his t-shirts, many of his clothes I donated to the veterans, but these shirts I wanted to have a quilt made out of. So I want to thank the person who made it. She had great reviews, and I'm going to tell you, she did a fantastic job. I also had a throw pillow for the sofa made out of his ties. He always wore a jacket and tie to school when he taught, whether it was in high school or college. He was a professor at William Patterson, always dressed up. But when he was home, I used to tease him and tell him he dressed like a slob, but he always wore jeans and a t-shirt when he was home. But we had such a collection of ties that I'm going to get the pillow that I had made with some of his ties, and I'm going to show it to you next. So stay tuned. Here's the throw pillow for my sofa that I had made out of a lot of Tim's ties. This woman was someone else I found on Etsy, and she put his name in the middle, and trust me, this was just a tiny bit of all the ties he had. He had so many that he saved over the years. And she did a beautiful job on this, so I have this on the leather sofa downstairs in my family room. Came out really good. My grandsons took some of the ties, and my son and son-in-law took a few, and the rest I donated. But great pillow. So we have lots of wonderful memories. They're all in my heart. I don't need them on a quilt or a pillow, but it's nice to have them, and it's a nice tribute to Tim. Two of my grandsons had tattoos put on them in memory of their grandpa. This one was from my grandson Jake. He said Gramps, that's what he called him, and he had the dates on there. And this one, my grandson Aaron had put on. One has it on their upper arm and the other one on their thigh. The funeral parlor made a gigantic collage of all pictures of Tim with the family, and they had it above the fireplace at the funeral parlor. They sent it to me, but it was very big, so I took it over to Michael's, and they were able to reduce the size. I picked out a frame, and this is a treasure. There's Tim in the middle. Oh, there we are when we got married. And pictures of him with his children and his grandchildren. And I have that on the wall in my family room. I have to say kudos to Michaels. The lady worked with me. She did a great job. So anyway, thank you for watching. I don't always do these kind of things on my channel. I do baking, and I have a couple of good recipes coming up. So if you enjoyed this and you'd like to subscribe, I'd love to have you just hit that subscribe. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I always tell you that, but I mean it. I really do. And I love you all. And I will see you all very soon. Toodles!